good morning. It's 8 a.m. If you're listening live, 11 p.m. If you're listening to the replay of this hour, it's Thursday, 24th day of September, 2015. Paul Ellis, your program supervisor at Goodwill Easter Seals, Miami.
Hi, I'm Kristen Gartland, Wright State student studying mass communication. This is my second episode of Media Reversal, where I will job shadow and interview a member of the media. Recently, I met up with Paul Ellis, program supervisor at Goodwill Easter Seals Miami Valley radio reading service and midday announcer at the new Soft Rock 92.9. He has many responsibilities at Goodwill Easter Seals.
The program is a low-power subcarrier radio station for visually disabled people that can't read, can't see, whether it be blind, low vision. We have one young man who's autistic, but the radio is like company for him. So it's his parents love the fact that it's there. But we are free to anybody. We have the radios are free. We give them out to anybody that needs one. We have about 120 volunteers that will come in. 60 are pretty active, another 60 that we call on whenever we can, that will come in and read newspapers, magazines, books. We have people constantly reading books, different things, and we have 2 hours a day, which are designated just as book hours. But we start in the morning with the daily news, Dayton Daily News, which you read, 8 o'clock on Thursdays, but it's every morning at 8 o'clock. The first hour is Dayton Daily News. A and B section, sports in the second hour, 9 o'clock. 10 o'clock is editorial opinion from several different papers. We have the Wall Street Journal at 11. Noon, it's lifestyle and entertainment information that is from a bunch of sources. The papers, of course, USA Today, a lot of internet sources as well. And then at 1 o'clock, that's the very popular obituary hour, which actually takes a lot of time because we edit those down to take out a lot of the begats and things like that. So what I do is oversee this program. We try to distribute radios, get our name out in the public, and we're always looking for ways to do that. This is very rewarding. This is terrific. I grew up with an uncle, or had an uncle who was blind, and I was always amazed at what he could do. He graduated from college. He taught math at the Ohio State School for the Blind, and among other courses. And I just was always amazed at what he can do and what people with low vision can do. But at the same time, they can't read the newspaper. So it's kind of a nice thing for them. If at one time they could read and now they can't, maybe they used to get up in the morning and have a cup of coffee and read the paper. Well, in a sense, you can still do that. You can have a cup of coffee and listen to the newspaper in the morning. So we feel it's important. I come in here about 5:30, but I will go into the Soft Rock station about 3:30 in the morning and record the show for the day. So I do that most mornings. Occasionally I'll try to do a Saturday show on a Friday so I can sleep in on a Saturday.
Paul has been in radio for many years and at many different stations.
But radio I started as it was a part-time job in Salina, Ohio, as they said, a little 500-watt AM radio station in Salina, Ohio. But and it just became something I liked to do. I did it while I was going to college after I got out of the service. And it just, instead of college, which I was majoring in broadcasting anyway, it just sort of I went into this and got lucky in a lot of occasions. Started out slow like everybody does, built it up, and I've worked at some really good places and did that. Now here, having said this, radio is what radio is. If you work in radio as an air personality, you're going to get fired. And I've shown that to happen several times. But in between jobs once, I got fired from a station in Dayton after I'd been there for many years. And I was looking for something else in radio, and in the interim, a person that I'd worked with, Angie Hoschauer, who was running this program. And she was just looking for somebody to help out. And I sort of said, well, I can help you out, a few hours a week. I'm not doing anything else. And then it just sort of developed into a part-time job, full-time job now. So, and I'm salaried employee for the Goodwill Easter Seals radio reading service.
Paul attended Ohio State University after his time in the service.
I was working full-time and going to college full-time. But there are a couple of things I remember. One was speech class. I do remember speech class, and that was something that I thought, I need this. I need to know this, not just because of radio, but because I can speak in front of people regularly, which I have done in the past. So maybe just the seriousness of the speech class. And also I took a journalism class, and I tell my kids how important I was in this journalism class because it was 201, which was a low class. But I had a story printed on page 3 of the Ohio State University Lantern. I did, and it was about the first female poultry science major in Ohio State University. It was riveting. I'm telling you, it was great stuff. Yeah.
That concludes the second episode of Media Reversal. If you are interested in volunteering at Goodwill Easter Seals, call 937-528-6371. Keep a lookout for the next Media Reversal podcast. I'm Kristen Gartland. Thanks for listening.